Hi, I'm Noah, and I work on the products team here at Latitude Geographics. Today we're going to learn how to send an email with the on-premise version of Geocortex Workflow 5. Let's take a look. So, today we're going to learn how to create a server workflow that can send an email to a user with an attachment. So right in front of me, I have a client workflow which asks the workflow runner for a username and an email address, and then runs a server workflow which is going to send our email for us. Over here I have the server workflow I'm running. Right now what the server workflow does is it gets the workflow inputs with that username and email address, and it reads a data file for us. The data file is just some CSV data that we're going to put in our email as an attachment. So the first thing we want to do is create our attachment to put onto the email. So the content of the attachment is going to be our file. It's going to be the bytes from read file bytes. Our content type is going to be text/CSV, since we're reading a CSV, since we have a CSV file. And our file name is just going to be data.csv. So this produces an attachment object, and as you can see here, this object should be passed to the send email activity. So that's what we're going to use next. So the send email activity has a to, a from, a CC, and a BBC. And the to, the CC, and the BBC can all take either one value or an array of multiple values. So for the value of 2, I'm just going to use one value that came from our client workflow. It's going to be the username. So let's look for the user's email. It's called email. Now from, let's use my own email. CC. Let's CC a couple people just to show how the array works. So I'm going to create a new array with the equal sign and then a square bracket. And let's CC tech tips at latitudegeo.com and another developer at latitudegeo.com. You could add as many emails as you like to the CC, the BBC, or the to fields on the send email activity. Let's leave the BCC empty. Let's make our subject email tech tip. Now the email body can either be an HTML body or just plain text. Let's make it some HTML. So first let's make a header, and let's make the header say the data. Then let's make a paragraph, and let's address our user. So we're going to grab the user input that we got from earlier. So we're going to go to the inputs, and we're going to get the user field. And let's end our paragraph and end our string. So here's a little HTML body with some user input right in here. Now one important thing to note is that it can be dangerous to let users input their own information into an HTML string. So what I did in the client workflow is I made sure to escape the user input and make it safe. Let's go back and see that. So the user's input prompt1.result is passed into the encode HTML function. This function ensures the user input is safe to place in an HTML string. So now that I have the body all set up, let's attach my attachment from earlier. And then let's say true to isBodyHTML, so the email will actually render it as HTML and not plain text. Let's save our server workflow, and let's go back to the client workflow, and let's run it in the sandbox. Let's send the email to myself, just because then I can open it and we can see. The email got sent. Let's go and check my inbox and see what's there. There it is, 2:37 p.m. Here's the HTML heading that got rendered. My name got injected right in here. And the data got attached. And we CC'd tech tips at latitudegeo.com, another developer at latitudegeo.com. And it's to me. And it is from me. Let's open up the data and just show that it got transferred correctly. Yep. That looks all good. So that is how you send an email using Geocortex Workflow 5 and the on-premise server edition of Geocortex Workflow.